Welcome to tonight's show. We're going to start off a series of interviews that we've been doing with Jason Vukovich. Jason is well known in, America and beyond. Jason is referred to often as the Alaskan Avenger. Jason's crimes, where he was convicted in Alaska, were for assaulting individuals who were convicted pedophiles. Jason was a wayward individual who was lost in the world, traveling around, stealing, using drugs, a life of crime, built up from a life of pain and suffering. Jason grew up in Alaska with his brother, who you see here in the courtroom the day he was convicted. Although this picture shows two men who shared some unbelievable tragic stories, these two individuals could not be any more different. Jason and his brother would have this one moment here where they have actually spoken and seen each other in many years. And Jason shared with us during the interviews that you'll be hearing shortly as we begin this series of Behind the Crimes with Jason Vukovich and the Kevin Allen Show. Welcome back, guys. So here's the deal. This story is one that we're going to, we're going to introduce Jason to you all. And let me tell a little bit about how I was able to get introduced to Jason, who is serving his sentence in Alaska in a prison. And me, as a former correction officer, retired correction officer, as many of you know that watch the show, or maybe just getting to know me, I was a correction officer for 21 years in the state of Connecticut. I was sitting back just the other day wondering, how did I become acquainted on the phone list with a individual incarcerated for crimes against, as I mentioned in the introduction, pedophiles? Well, I came across Jason's sister one day on a live feed on one of the social media platforms where she was talking about Jason's story. Now, I remember hearing a little bit about the story of Jason Vukovich and his historical term that they called him in Alaska, the Avenger. As Jason admits in all his interviews, not just with me, but all the ones we've been able to listen to in the archive, he takes total credit, total responsibility for his crime. One of the interesting parts about the crimes that were committed was that Jason focused strictly and solely on those individuals who were convicted as pedophiles. But what would drive somebody to want to commit this kind of crime towards pedophiles only? Well, let's face it, as a society, there's not many of us that care about pedophiles. In fact, they are the lowest of the low. Or are they? You see, Jason's story goes back to his childhood when his mom married a new husband and brought him into their lives. Jason shares with us the story about he and his brother, how the father would come in at the nighttime and beat them and molest them.